I'm taking my biggest risk yet with my art business this week, so I thought I'd bring you guys along. Also, it's been a while since we did a vlog, so. But before I can do anything, I really need to straighten this room up. Also, I want to hang some things up because I have done zero decorating. Okay, so the room doesn't look as messy on camera as it feels to me. There's just a lot of things to sort through, lots of doom piles and things in random places, except for the closet, that is actually a mess. So after some tidying, putting up the pegboard is the next goal because that'll help me organize my packaging materials and cover the blank wall. Just finished hanging the pegboard and it already makes the room look so much better and everything is so much more organized. So satisfying. Now I'm working on getting this pegboard into the closet so that I can hang all of this film gear that's sitting on the table up and out of the way. Had to order some more packing supplies for my 11x14 prints. These are all just backing boards, mat boards. I haven't bought these ones before and they're a little bit thinner. Might have to do 2 of them per package. But I think I'll throw these on the shelf over there. Okay, now that the office is clean and I feel like it can actually work, I'm going to talk to you about the thing that I said was kind of a risk. The reason I call it my biggest risk of my company is because it has a lot more of an upfront cost to start doing than anything else that I've done, which I've only done like stickers and prints and stuff like that myself. And I assume it's something that's going to sell well, I just don't know how each of my designs will sell on it. So here we go. Here's my first batch of shirts, which this is not a whole lot. This is basically samples. I got some sweatshirts in this sand color, I guess, which is a little more green than I wanted it to be. But I'm not mad, I didn't want white. Ooh, the inside feels pretty soft. Don't know which designs I'm going to do on this. I just knew that I wanted to sell crew necks, so got some samples here. Also got some mustard colored Comfort Colors t-shirts. That's a mouthful. I went ahead and went with Comfort Colors, even though they're a little more expensive because I'm selfish and I like how they feel. The rest of the box is full of just the main color shirt that I'm going to be selling, which is just this ivory color. I think all of my designs will look good on this one, so I just went ahead and bought more than just samples so that I would have them and eventually they will sell, I think. Already felt like a safe number because it meant that I didn't have to take out a loan to be able to stock up on these things, but it lets me kind of test run and do samples and see if anyone actually wants these. And I got one of this color just to see what this color looked like, and actually, this is way better looking in person than I thought it was going to be. Love that. I just really love Comfort Colors because I feel like they live up to their name. Like, they're literally comfortable and they have great colors. This whole t-shirt idea has actually been a year in the making. These are the samples I ordered literally last year that I thought I was going to embroider and sell. Never did that, but I am finally following through. So I ordered screen print transfers from a website and they'll be here Tuesday, so we get to try them out on the t-shirts. Those weren't very fun to buy though because they ended up costing more than I expected them to. When you're doing such a small batch, each one is individually quite a bit more than it would be if you're buying like 100 of them at a time. So I'm going to try a few designs out, see how they do, and do some pre-orders, and then hopefully I can order bigger batches in the future. The reason I'm so cautious about this is because I have made designs like prints and stickers that haven't sold. I don't really want to be investing a ton of money up front, and I don't have a lot of wiggle room with what things I can put my money into. Good morning. I finished off yesterday by filming some videos for Instagram and doing a little bit of editing, so I didn't bother to record that. But today's Monday, which means big working day, I guess. So I think I'll start by packing some orders. The first thing I do in that process is bring up Etsy and my website because I sell on both. Then I take my thank you cards and I write each person's name on it and print out the labels.
Look in the mirror, repeat the words. Baby, I love you and you're looking good. You got the power, you got the soul, you got it under control.
feel like no matter how efficient I try to be at this, it takes me forever for some reason. After a quick break for fresh bread, also do yourself a favor and get a bread machine because nothing like butter on a slice of fresh bread made really easily. But anyways, I finished the orders I had for the day and moved on to working on a YouTube video. Here is a disorienting look at my setup. And for that video, I was attempting to recreate one of Van Gogh's sunflower paintings with cheap supplies, so be sure to go check that video out to see how I did. Somehow it's already 10:30. Sometimes I feel like other people have more time in a day than I do. The best part about working from home is being able to set your own schedule and go out for a walk when it's still daytime, especially in the winter when the sun sets at like 4 p.m. Found the fire pit. Look at how cool these rocks are. I've just spent the past hour trying to figure out how to ship to Germany because Germany has something called Lucid ID for like packaging, and I had an order to ship there, so hopefully I did everything right. I registered, we'll see, I don't know, but that just took like so much of my time. The main thing I've learned about running my own business is that no matter how hard you try to be prepared, there's always things you're going to have to wing and learn along the way. And it's always better to start than to overthink and not act. I started this business with stickers and bookmarks, and now I have art prints, tote bags, t-shirts, and enamel pins. It's been super fun, but also a little stressful to learn. Even picking out the right paper trimmer can be a bit difficult, no matter how many reviews you read. I got a new size of glassine bag so that I could use a smaller little backing paper for my pins. So I've just printed out some of those for the first time, and I'm gonna cut those and around the corners. And then I found this piece of styrofoam that I'm going to cut down and use so that I can punch the pin into the backing. Also, I listen to books as I'm doing this. Currently, I'm listening to The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. So if you hear something in the background, that's probably it. Guess who's got some mail? Let's unbox. I am slightly worried. I didn't really know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm so happy. This turned out so much better than I even expected it would. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, this was the color Periwinkle. And that's the moss colored one, or something like that. The green one, obviously. Even got my logo to go as a tag on the inside of the shirts, although I think I made it a little too big. Now these are the ones I'm really scared about, so let's see how they turned out. Wow, I think the color is like spot on and everything. I haven't even had that with a sticker company yet. This is great. All right, let me show you. You need a closer look. Bigfoot painting. This Be Kind Bumblebee. This one is Make More Art and One More Chapter totes. Tools of the trade, and then it's got all these art supplies. It's a perfect day to make art. And both of those also in the periwinkle. All right, I've got some editing to get to first tonight, but tomorrow, first thing, pulling out the heat press and giving these a test. This is already my second cup. So this morning I have started printing out some more stickers and bookmarks so I can make those tomorrow or the day after for the orders that I've gotten. And then I finished packing up a few more orders and my husband's dropping those off at the post office. So now I'm just watching tutorial videos about how to use my heat press because I have no idea. I don't trust this table, so I'm going to attempt to move this heat press onto the floor. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, it's not that heavy. I mean, it's heavy, but. We're gonna use this tote bag that I got as a sample that I don't like to make my first test print. Currently the press is heating up to 375, and then here's one of my totes that I actually had made to sell. And they're nice because they have a zipper and an inside pocket, and they're much thicker and better quality than this other one I'm using as a test. And it's hot. Okay, so either the press is dirty or it burnt it. I thought I cleaned it off. That could be an issue. There's something on the top of this that is either like dirt or something like that that I can clean off, or it's like scratches of some sort and it's kind of ruining that. So I've turned it off and I'm gonna have to let it cool down and then try and clean it, I guess. Just cozying up to do some of my Artist Way reading. I'm on week 5 or 6, I think. And I am making a video about this, hopefully, because it's a pretty crazy book. Okay, yeah, so I'm on week 6 now, which is Recovering a Sense of Abundance. This means I am halfway through the book because it's a 12-week course. I'm just gonna read this and then do the exercises at the end of the chapter, and then maybe today I'll do my artist date as well. When I went to have my artist date, I realized it was the perfect time to try out this art therapy guide deck that an online art friend created and sent to me. Super cool, I love it, and for anyone interested, I'll link it below. Well, I think it worked because I do feel better now after doing one of these. There was a prompt that led me to thinking about the word and the feeling of being present, which is interesting. So for the rest of the night, I'm actually going to explore this idea I have to maybe make a calendar if I have time to make one. Last night in bed, I sketched out some different general ideas that I could do, like flowers and quirky little birds, which might be the one I go with. So I'm just gonna grab my iPad, sit on the couch, and listen to a book while I work on that. I ended up not liking any of the ideas that I sketched out, so I did not create a 2024 calendar, but it was fun to sketch, and maybe I'll have one for 2025. I forgot to film, and also I was in my PJs all day packing orders, so right now I'm on my way to drop off these orders. I got them all in here. I got like quite a bit because it's like the second week of December, so everyone's ordering right now. And also, as you can see, here's my first sample tote, my little test tote actually, because these are not the totes I will be selling, but I tested it on one of them and it looks pretty good. I'm excited. Now I just gotta go in, today I'm gonna finish making some of those and then list them for sale, I guess. As I'm sure you figured out, I managed to get my heat press clean using some isopropyl alcohol and a lot of scrubbing. I believe it had plastisol on it from the previous owner. Looks like I already messed up. Did I put it upside down? I thought it was right. I did in fact put it upside down. Live and learn, I got it right on the second try. Then I tested out the Explore design and the Bee design on the totes and both turned out great. I've got to make some adjustments to the designs themselves, but in general, I feel pretty good about how the DTF transfers work on these totes. I also tried the Explore design on one of my extra comfort color shirts that I had, and obviously I did a very bad job with it, but like the totes, it does work. Well, that ended up being a lot more work than I expected it to, but I'm very excited. Hopefully I'll get better at lining it up so that it's in the right spot. As you can tell, this one's a little bit too far down. It should probably be like up to here, like an inch up or so. All right, let's take a look at the totes. This is the Periwinkle one. Periwinkle Tools of the Trade. The green version. Make More Art. One More Chapter. The Be Kind one. And then this one I am kind of disappointed in. I definitely should have gotten a bigger size. And then just in general, something about this design is not my favorite. And here's a look at some of the shirts I did. I feel like mostly this design is just too small. And again, got it a little bit too far down. This was just a sample shirt that I have. I wasn't planning on selling green, but I actually like the way it looks on here. So I might order green after all, we'll see. The design is also too small for this shirt and placed wrong, but it looks better on this than it does on the tote, I think. And then here's the shirt I was just wearing that I love. And the last shirt I did was this one. This might be the only one I actually got the placement right on. Making the shirts and totes took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. It's now 7 p.m., so I'm just gonna finish up the night with some editing and emailing and fun computer stuff. But tomorrow I'll make listings for these, and then I will get into some painting, which will be a lot more fun, so. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to pick up my camera and vlog every day, so I completely forgot to do any vlogging yesterday. But basically, I made a post about my t-shirts and tote bags, and it seems like people like them, which is very exciting. I now just have to figure out how to do pre-orders for the shirts. Also, yesterday I started painting for one of my YouTube videos. It's that one there. Hopefully I can finish that up today and start on the second one for that video as well. But before I can get to that, I have a video of my Luna Moth enamel pins that's doing really well, and so I got a bunch of orders that I gotta start packing today. So I didn't record me packing orders, I feel like you've seen that enough in this video, but I did want to show you that I figured out how to do pre-orders, and I now have those on my website. Instead of using the transfers on the shirts that I'm selling, I decided to go ahead and hire a screen printer to make the shirts. So I have a very limited quantity left of these, especially when this video goes up, so I guess run if you do want one. I'm also now sold out of the Luna Moth enamel pins, which is crazy. I'm like shocked. Thank you all so much. I'm making a few adjustments to the design, and then I'll get some more in, so if you want to know when they're available, you can do that on my site. I guess I decided to bookend this vlog because I started with cleaning and now I'm gonna finish with cleaning again because it already got messy. As you can tell, instead of hanging the film gear on this pegboard, I ended up hanging my tote bags. I also received a package from a little impulse buy that I made. I don't know what it is with paper trimmers, but I have now impulse bought at least 2 of the ones I own. But I just felt like the one I had wasn't cutting it for my art prints, pun intended. So I found this one on Facebook Marketplace for a decent deal and decided it was worth it since my prints are one of the most important parts of my shop to me. I also got these for measuring where my design goes on my t-shirts so I can stop messing that up. And then I got some more labels, which is always exciting because it means that I've had a lot of orders. Lastly, I decided to do some rearranging. Unfortunately, this room is designed like a bedroom, so there's not nearly enough outlets for all the gear and equipment I have. I don't like this table here because there's no plug, so I want to move it over here and then I can put my heat press on top of it. I then moved my white shelves to a different wall, and while it doesn't really look good here on camera, it made it so much more functional for me. And when I put my desk there, it'll look better too. But y'all, feel free to give me decorating advice for this wall. I don't know if I want to paint it or what I should hang there. I just finished recording a video for a brand over here, and I'm liking this setup much better. Also, if you're curious, here are my lights, and this is why I always want so much space, because I have these giant lights right here. But yeah, the room looks so much better right now. Everything is very tidy. I just still need to add some color and art to these walls and get some curtains and a rug.